Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the Authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. And if my energy's down, y'all, that's because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and for some reason I cannot go to sleep. Like, I got a lot of things on my mind, and I just been laying in bed staring at the ceiling, and I thought, why not do this video so I don't have to do it tomorrow? So let's get into it. We're going to be talking about growing up hip hop. Honestly, there wasn't much to this episode. It was really like a filler. You could tell it was a filler leading up to what's to come and things of that nature. But let's get into it. So it opens up with Angela and Vanessa, and they're having wine time. And then, like, for some reason, Vanessa is having trouble opening the wine bottle, and she actually ends up pushing the cork inside the bottle. I've done that so many times, and it sucks. But I don't know. Angela and Vanessa's relationship is weird as hell to me, because you would think that they're not even that close, and maybe they're not that close. Maybe they have a strained relationship, and they just putting it on for the camera, because when we see them hanging out, it's awkward. Like, I hang out with my sister, and it's nothing like that. Like, I get comfortable. Angela still has on her whole leather outfit. She didn't take off her shoes. You got Vanessa in a t-shirt and some distressed jeans with no shoes on. She's sitting crisscross applesauce on the couch. And, like, Angela just sitting there like this, like, what we talking about? Like, you could tell she just came there to film a scene. And then, on the other hand, like, side note, Vanessa kept dropping, like, she was being clumsy for this scene, and she dropped wine and she left it on the floor. Like, I'm gonna insert a picture where she left it on the floor, and I did not understand why she didn't get up and go get towels, because wine makes your floor sticky once you fall, like, once it's on the floor. So I was like, why would you let that dry on your floor without cleaning it? You are too old to not clean that up. But they had a conversation, and we find out that Vanessa is worried that TT is angry with her for relaying the message about the rumor about Sean cheating. I don't know. Vanessa is kind of aggy, only because she takes everything to heart, and she always feels like everybody's, like, mad at her. And I'm just like, you too grown to be feeling that way. But then again, people can be like that, and I hope she goes to therapy for that, because I was like, everything, you can't always have this feeling that, like, everyone's always mad at you, and you didn't really do nothing for them to be mad at you about. So then we get to JoJo, Denise, and Eric. So they're meeting up at this really nice Black-owned restaurant. It reminds me of Stephanie's. If you live in Greensboro, North Carolina, Stephanie's, everybody knows Stephanie's is bomb. Like, their food is delicious. It's good soul food, and it's, oh my God. And they got some really good yams. I love yams. They got some fire yams. But they're there, they're eating, and basically we find out, because I'm gonna just put them, JoJo and Denise, in here. Congratulations to them. I think they had the baby, or she's still pregnant, but Denise is pregnant. So this is their rainbow baby, because remember, they had a miscarriage. So I'm happy for them. And then we have, so then Eric, like, JoJo tells Eric, like, hey, you might want to talk to Stevie J about the altercation you had with Savannah, because we know you're not like that. So that leads me to believe that there was more to that situation that we didn't see. Like, and then when Savannah and Eric met up later down the line in the episode, it confirmed that there was more to that situation, because it just seemed very disjointed to me when they got in that argument. So then we can move to Sam and Savannah. They meet up at some thong shop. I was kind of, like, shocked and kind of impressed, because I've never seen a thong shop. So I was, like, intrigued, but they live in Las Vegas. So then I'm kind of thinking, like, there's probably, like, a lot of dancers and, like, at nightclubs and things of that nature. But, like, they had so many, I didn't know there was that many different variations of thongs. Like, they had small ones, big ones. They even had, like, boy shorts with the back cut out for the cheeks so you can see your booty, or easy access. So Sam lets us know he wants to do a men lingerie line, and he wants it to be all inclusive. So for anybody, gay, straight, and anybody in between. And I think that's cool. I feel like it seems like Sam is really passionate about this whole like sex industry thing, which I feel like if you're passionate about it, you probably will put way more effort into it and make it work. So hopefully if this is something he really wants to do, he actually puts his all into it and it becomes lucrative for him, because it seems like they about to get rid of all the adult content on OnlyFans. OnlyFans is trying to be more ad friendly, but my thing is like if you built your website on that, why would you change? Because we see how that happened with Tumblr. Tumblr was like that, and nobody gets on Tumblr anymore because they took all the adult content off of Tumblr. I wasn't on Tumblr for that reason, but that was one of the main draws for people to go to Tumblr. And then when Tumblr got rid of all of that, nobody has a Tumblr anymore. People just discarded it. So I feel like the people who are the creators of OnlyFans that run it need to be very smart about the way they transition their like media, like how they move it. So then, and another thing, I'm tired of Savannah bringing Savage wherever she goes. It reminds me of KK off of Love and Hip Hop. And it's kind of just like, we all thought that dog KK was holding in the confessionals was fake until it moved. Savage don't be moved. Like, he moves a little bit more than that dog, but the way she holds him annoys me. Like, she had him legit over her arm like this, and all I could think about is like you're putting pressure on his stomach. Then she started cradling him like a baby, and I'm like, if you're gonna bring him wherever you go, I don't understand why you just can't put him in a bag. He is small enough where she can get one of them huge like Teflon bags. Cause you like before they get, well, I mean, she got the money. We found out where her money coming from, but she could get a doggy bag, and he looks like he's calm enough where he'll just sit in there. So it's just weird to me that she brings him everywhere, and he always looks disheveled. Like, you can tell that she doesn't spend the money that she's getting on her dog. And if she does spend it on him, it's only to put clothes on him. It's not to get him groomed, because he needs like his hair is too long. Like, I know his anus area is probably gross because she not cutting it, or if she is cutting it, she not doing a good job. So like, she need to fix that. But then and then that's not, Sam opened a bottle with his teeth. Like, I got jigsaw teeth. But then and like, Savannah's messy. Savannah can act all day that she not messy, but she's messy because she told Sam about the whole situation with TT and Sean postponing their wedding, and Sam was happy. Sam was happy. Like, he wasn't even trying to really play it off. He was happy, and it was kind of like, you're gross. Like, you're gross, bro. Like, you really are. Like, that's not something to be happy about. And when he spoke to Pepper and when Egypt and Pepper talked about it, it was like he contradicted himself. Oh, that's the next thing we're about to talk about. So we see Sam at the house with his shirt off cooking street tacos, and he calls Pepper his mom, which I was like, it felt weird. I mean, I know people do that, like, especially when they get married. Like, my parents do that with their parents. So my dad calls my mom's mom his mom, and my mom does it vice versa with his parents. So it's like, but that's different because they've been married for 29 years. Like, Egypt and Sam haven't been together that long to where they should be that comfortable with him calling Peppa his mom. And that's probably the reason why he feels so comfortable to throw his weight around as Egypt's fiance, because they have let him, like, he's woven his way into their family. And that's just crazy to me. But they trying to all like, so Egypt tells Pep that, you know, they postponed the wedding, and then they tried to blame it on crackheaded Don. So they basically was like, oh, because of what Don said? No, heifers, y'all were spreading it around. So what do you mean because of what Don said? So now all of a sudden they trying to act like Don was the one who was spreading the information about Sean cheating, and like they just were like oblivious and didn't mean any harm by it. And then all of a sudden Sam gonna chime in and be like, well, I wasn't going. And I was like, you weren't invited, so shut up. Like, you're so self-important. Like, you think you're important, but you're not. Then Pep is talking about it's unfortunate because Egypt's gonna have the wedding of her dreams, and I want TT to have the wedding of her dreams. No, you don't. You want to hurt TT because you feel like TT hurt your daughter, so you're taking joy and pride in hurting her. So it's like Pep, Sam, and Egypt are full of sugar honey iced tea. They full of it because it's like y'all are BS. And then for Sam to be like, you can't be stepping on other people's relationships and thinking your relationship gonna be happy. And then he brought up about parenting, talk about TT needs to make sure she raised that boy into a good man. And it's like, bro, you have 3 or 2 kids we have never seen you bring up on this screen, or you don't. And that's the thing, Sam doesn't even have to mention them, like not even have to bring them on screen. He doesn't even mention them. The only reason we found out that Sam had kids was because Brianna and them did some digging last season and found out he has kids. So it's just weird to me that he just felt the need to put in there that she got a son. We ain't trying to break up a family, but it's not even that you're trying to break up a family. Y'all are just trying to cause division and hurt her because y'all feel like she hurt y'all. Like, if you gonna play this game, own it. Own that you own it. I respect people that own it. That's honestly just me. Own it. If you gonna be a bitch, I want you to own it. I like people who own that that's what they are. I can be friends with someone who stands in it versus someone who throws a rock and hides their hand. I don't dig that. Stand in it. So then we get to TT, Brianna's friend D is there, and Vanessa. Basically, Vanessa is late and she's nervous because she wants to ask TT if she's upset with her. TT's not upset. She was the wedding is still on, but it's so much going on that she just kind of she not ready to do it. And I don't think she should do it. I think her and Sean need more time and need to go to more counseling because you can clearly see that there's some issues there. But I also think TT needs to find her footing as a new mom before she starts trying to plan a humongous wedding in Jamaica. And she said she calling her mama. So Maureen is coming. So then we see Stevie J, Savannah. No, it's Stevie J, Eric, and Stevie Jr. And it's some little kids in the booth talking about Ride For Me with a whole lot of auto-tune. And I guess that's Stevie Jr.'s new group. So then Eric comes in and he basically says, him and Savannah got into it. And, excuse me, y'all. And he tells Stevie J that. And basically he was just they both was kind of just coming at each other. And he felt disrespected. So he reacted by raising his voice. So then Eric called Savannah a sack chaser. I've never heard someone called a sack chaser. And then he says, IDKY, I know that's me. I don't get why Eric is so concerned about where Savannah is getting her money. But then they do a flashback and basically said that that Savannah opened a weed, weed account at his place. So basically, she got a tab open. And I guess he's kind of wondering where she got this money because she don't have a job. And I mean, it's twofold. Yes, I think it's annoying that Eric cares about where this money is coming from. But 2, I think he actually is worried about her because Eric is older than her. He's 37 and Savannah's only 23. And I think he's kind of girl, don't be getting caught up in this fast money because he got caught up in that. So maybe I think he might be actually looking out for her, to be honest. So then we see Cree and Savannah. Side note, Cree's drink order was obnoxious and effing annoying. All that extra mess. That's why I could never be a barista. Because I would if you want all this extra stuff, excuse me, y'all. If you want all this extra stuff, she was she wanted a large drink but put it in a medium cup. Then she wanted large cream. It was just obnoxious and extra for no reason. And then she was oh, and I want a green tea. So I was just what? I was so you're gonna drink coffee and a green tea? And then we see Savannah, and this is why I say Savannah is like messy and childish, is because she brings out a wad of cash and she like fans it. And I'm like, you can tell you never had money, because no one is like out here with a wad of cash with a fan, like fanning themselves like, I got all these ducats. That's how you get robbed, girl. But like they ended up spending $42 at the Starbucks. Then they like Junior over here texting Savannah telling her to come through the to the studio. I was with Savannah when she had an attitude because they didn't tell her that Eric was there, so she was feeling some type of way, like an ambush. And basically Eric and Savannah end up apologizing to each other. Eric said, you know, he went overboard and he respects Savannah, and they hugged it out and they good. Then we see Stevie asking Savannah again, like, girl, where is you getting this money? Because I guess people are messaging Stevie saying Savannah out here like spending money, and don't nobody know where she getting it from, because she does not have a 9-to-5. She doesn't have a job, and it don't really seem like she really pushing this clothing line. Like, we haven't seen any what's it called? We haven't seen any like items, my bad, y'all. Like, we haven't seen any hoodies, other than I think the hoodie that she wears in her confessional is one of her hoodies. But we have not seen her like in a factory or even working on like the computer of like new designs. So everyone's just like, girl, where you getting this money from? So turns out she, for some reason, took out a $40,000 loan. Like, for what? For what? And she was like, her mom said it was cool. Her mom's dumb and you're dumb. Why did you take out a $40,000 loan? And it better not be no PPP loan, because if it's a PPP loan, girl, you going to jail. Because they rounding people up like it's nothing. But why would you take out a $40,000 loan, Savannah? Like, for real? And I was with Stevie when Stevie was like, what about the interest? And I'm like, yeah, you know you got to pay them people back. And normally you end up paying them back more once they add the interest. I was like, this was not a smart decision. And it also made her look dumb. Like, that's not a smart business decision, because we haven't seen any of her collection come to fruition. Like I just said, we haven't seen any pants, because it's supposed to be streetwear leisure line. We haven't seen any hoodie, any joggers, any t-shirts, and nothing. But you got a $40,000 loan, but you out here buying brand new clothes, brand new purses, and spending $40 at Starbucks. Girl, bye. So then the episode wraps up with TT and her mama Maureen. Maureen over it. She can already tell that her baby is stressed. And basically, their cousin, the nephew, which is TT's cousin, Chris, Maureen called him, and they on FaceTime, and Chris is basically saying, like, I don't think Auntie Dawn knows what she's doing. They're basically like, she's just getting bits and pieces. So basically, I think Pep and Egypt used Don, crackheaded Don, as an scapegoat, or as like the fall guy, because Maureen calls Don and Don immediately hangs up when she starts trying to question her about what's going on. So it sounds to me like they're trying to push all of this on Don, because maybe in the past Don has been messy and like it's easier for them to believe she's the one. But it's like, I don't think Dawn knew what she was doing when she was saying it. I guess she didn't think it was anything like for anybody to be worried about. But now everybody's scared because Maureen on a rampage because they messing with her baby. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Like I said, it was a filler, not much. But remember to be bravely authentic. And drop in the comments below. Let me know if you liked it or not. And I'm out. Deuces.